Welcome to another episode of the Strange Motion Way podcast. I'm your host, Tim Strange, along with...
Carrie Strange.
So tonight is another event recap. Not update, I almost said update. Recap. So we got a few to talk about here. First off, we did one on the Triple Crown of Rotting. Since we've recorded that, they put out their charity numbers. They raised, I think they said 60 from the awesome. Pinstripers auction.
Just the Pinstripers
that
auction.
I didn't even get to go over there the whole time. And for all the other auction stuff, the autocross ride-alongs, and a few other things, and the bull riding.
Bull riding? You guys did bull riding?
Yeah, I think we talked about that.
I think we did, but...
Yeah,
okay,
but you were supposed to put in money for the charity on the kickoff party. It was the vendor VIP party.
That's right. Okay.
Which was very entertaining. It was awesome. For the Gary Sinise Foundation, raised right at $70,000. Almost $140,000 for charity was raised. There's not very many events that do charity stuff like this. Triple Crown of Rotting does. They're about the biggest. The next biggest, these are events that I attend or I know of. I'm sure there's other ones out there that are charity events. Well, Battle in Bama does a big charity auction before their awards. And our last event that we talk about is the FM3 Cars and Cones kind of autocross drive week. That's a good one too that raises a lot of money for charity. So I'm going to go back in order since we've talked to everybody here, all three people that listen to this. And I've actually been getting a lot of...
It's 1, 2, who's the third one?
The cat.
Oh, okay. Axel.
I've actually been getting a lot of...
Oh, wait. Here he comes. He's been very needy and very lovey. But since we also did our last podcast, we
both got turbo tattoos.
We sure miss our buddy.
Mine heart is a Hot Wheels truck, and he's holding I'm calling it a crashed 55 right now because my tattoo guy's got to do a little fixing on the nose.
Yep.
It is a Hot Wheels car, but...
It is. And mine is Turbo and Turbo and Lugnut, which were best friends. And this is actually a real picture of...
That they really laid like that.
Yeah,
with their
they used to lay
arms
like
and
that.
A heart like that.
So
yes, we don't have a tattoo.
No, we don't have... I did. The weird thing is, last time I got my last tattoo, which I had this redone and recolored, when I was getting this done, I talked to him about wanting to do a tattoo of Axel upside down, looking outside my sleeve. And that's what I was talking to him about this the very next day. Turbo passed away. So we went and got our Turbo tattoos. So miss our buddy.
So our first event that we didn't talk about was we went to the BMX Hall of Fame. They're in September. Carrie has 3 events over 4 weeks at Bowling Green, all the Holly and FM3 events. And the one weekend you're off, we boogie to Tulsa, Oklahoma for the BMX Hall of Fame weekend. They do a Friday night, they call it not really a meet and greet or a mixer or something. It's like
an open house.
Yeah, it's at the museum. And there's some legendary BMX guys that come for that actually aren't in the Hall of Fame that don't stay. Like Todd Slavic was there. Mo was at the Hall of Fame thing too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's some people just come to that if they're not that far
away.
And they always debut a new, what I call a pod in the BMX Hall of Fame Museum. And this one was Eddie Roman's Agroman. I kind of forgot about Agroman from the 80s. It was like the beginning of riding videos. Eddie Roman was one of the first one where you go to your bike shop or skate shop and buy a DVD, kind of like all the skateboard stuff you could get, Search for Animal Chin and all that stuff. It was kind of Search for the Animal Chin, but in the BMX world. It was costumes and everything. It was pretty entertaining.
So this is the night that Tim gets to nerd out.
Yeah, because I get to see who's there. I really don't have to do anything on Friday night, but you get to kind of see who's there, who's coming. Since I do the red carpet interviews, they send me a list, and I'm the nerd that I dig out my magazines and take a few to have some BMX legends sign them. And I've only done that a couple years, but a couple years ago, I got Harry Leary's signature, and a really cool magazine picture, and we've lost Harry Leary in the BMX world since. I kind of take advantage of doing that and taking a few things, and I didn't get them out till Saturday out of the car. But that was pretty cool. It was pretty crowded there on Friday night. And then Saturday, get up early because the bike show, which they had 140...
Tim gets up early.
Carrie slept
That's
in.
Carrie's time to sleep in.
5 bikes in the vintage bike show.
That's incredible.
It was crazy.
And you didn't take anything?
I did not. The Lane brothers bring a bunch of cool stuff, freestyle bikes, and then Rob Lane brings his unbelievable Redline collection. Like, he's got a trailer you can walk through that's like a museum with, like, stuff that Stu Thompson had, and team jackets and stuff that Elise Willoughby and Sam Willoughby, I mean, all generations of famous Redline riders. It's amazing, his collection that he has.
Very cool.
So they start setting up at, like, when it's still dark out there. But they, it's just a fun day during the day in the parking lot there around the bike show. Of course, the museum's open, and they're running a local race.
Yep.
And there was 5 vintage classes. The first year they did this, they put wooden jumps in the parking lot, and they decided that was a little too much work. So the last 2 or 3 years, they've just been doing it on the track, which some of these older guys haven't rode a real track anymore. And this track, I mean, it's the Olympic Training Center. It's crazy.
Super long.
You know, it's got the Supercross hill, 2 hills for BMX on the amateur side, and the elite side. Is it 5 meters? Yeah, it's 3 is the short hill, and 5 meters is the big hill. And obviously they don't come down the big hill. But there was 5 vintage classes of that, even the series ending for the side hacks, which side hacks have a little cart attached to the bike and 2 riders on it. One guy pedals, and they call the other guy the monkey because he leans around in the corners, and it was pretty cool.
Which I've always wanted you to build us a side hack for Grants, but you've always said no.
Nah, we'll get her.
That would be pretty cool.
And then they have Bunny Hop Contest, which I got to MC. Freestyle Jam, which we just put music on and let them go because I don't really know all the freestyle tricks. And then there was a long jump contest. Some of the kids...
Rick would be really upset with you.
Rick would be.
Yeah.
But it's okay. He doesn't listen, he won't do the podcast. But I'm still working on him. But that, so you ring him up, Kip Rodier from Pekin, Peoria area had Rick Molinterno's last raced standard bike. Camouflaged, his number plate and everything. He came back and raced like a B Pro race quite a few years after he raced, when he was just doing freestyle. So Kip owns that bike, and he brought it. It actually placed in the bike show. So that all ends. The bike show awards are like 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock maybe?
2 o'clock. Yeah. That's about what time I showed up.
A big bike, a lot of awards and everything. So then, yeah, you showed up right for that. Run back to the hotel, get cleaned up, get dressed up a little bit, which includes me just putting a button-up Dixon on. This is about as good as it gets for me. And then we come back, and they have a whole red carpet with a photo area, and they recorded it. Supposedly, I've not looked online. I think I just
seen it shared today.
It wasn't the red carpet wasn't live. They recorded that and put that up, and then they did live stream the actual induction ceremony, and it's on YouTube also. Which
was super cool to be there. Last 2 years, we've had people personally connected to us that got inducted, and it was super cool.
So the red carpet lasts for almost 2 hours. And I'm a nerd anyway. I'm a history nerd, both in hot rods and BMX, because that's just what I'm into. But I also get a list of who's coming so I can prep. But they're also wearing name badges. And Gork, another Hall of Famer, former BMX Action editor and Go editor, he's the curator now at the museum. Excuse me. So he'd be like, hey, this guy, this. You know, I kind of knew most of the people because I had a list. So I took a bunch of signed stuff, and then the day during all the bike show and all that, a lot of the guys would come before the banquet. So that's when I was running back and forth the car and getting some stuff signed. And I got some pretty good stuff signed that I had. Brian Patterson from Patterson Racing was supposed to come, and I couldn't find a good magazine. Because my magazines, I need some vintage BMX Clutch and Actions in my collection, better than what I have if anybody has anything they want to get rid of. But I never thought about some of my Patterson stuff to take. And I was really upset with myself. There's a Patterson helmet right there, and I was like, I should have took that. Well, it ended up being okay because he never showed up. We printed off some ads offline. And so then the Hall of Fame, you know, I get to interview these people from like Stu Thompson, Eddie Fiola, Toby Henderson, Travis Chipprez. You know, if you're BMX people, these are like getting to interview Don Perdome and John Force in the BMX world. It really is. It's the Hall of Fame. So it's pretty cool. And then after that, that's, you know, all kinds of people coming and crazy people, and the guys from the podcast, Ernie Knobs, great history BMX podcast you can listen to. Only 2 of them, James Vicente and Hollywood Mike Miranda. I remember him from the Pink Hutch days. He was on Hutch. They were there, and they were dressed.
They were in their fashion finest.
Yeah, very sparkly. I said they looked like they came from the buffet at Circus in Vegas, and they appreciated that. Great guys. So really, really cool. It's fun to do all that. And then it kind of wound down just for about 15 minutes. We started the Hall of Fame formal induction ceremony. I got to go on stage, do an opening little just off the cuff, and I had the list. Before years, we have brought each Hall of Fame person up on the stage, announce them, do a quick interview. But since it was the 40th anniversary of the BMX Hall of Fame, there was a lot of past Hall of Famers. So I just read off the list, and they all stood up, and everybody clapped for them. And then I introduced B.A. Anderson, president of USA BMX, and then I went and sat down and ate. I'm just going to say, one of the worst meals we've ever had at a banquet like that. The chicken was okay, but I really think the beef was fake beef.
I think it was.
I don't think it was real. Like, nobody ate the beef.
It was bad.
You can look around in the beef and...
Hope they didn't have to pay for it.
Oh, man, it was bad.
It was bad. Sorry, USA BMX, but it was bad.
Yeah. I ate my chicken. My chicken was good, and first time I had mashed potatoes in like 4 months, so the mashed potatoes were pretty good.
I don't think they were real either, Jim.
Yeah, probably not. But it was pretty cool. Cash Matthews is the main MC for that. Rain came. Luckily, we're outside, but we're underneath the big overhang from the BMX truck.
Downpours.
So the BMX truck has a roof on it there at Hardesty, but no sides on it. And then it started raining sideways when they were done. So we kind of stood around about 45 minutes, visited with people because we were scared to go to the car. And Cash Matthews retired.
He did, after 19 years.
I told him I would take that bump up. I'd probably have to wear a sport coat or something. There's a chance that they're going to talk. At least, sounds like I at least get to go back and do the red carpet. And it's just awesome to be included in
It was
BMX.
a very cool.
Yeah.
So it was a really fun night. Very exciting. And in Tim and Carrie fashion, we completed the evening filling out an incident report, and Carrie going to you filled out an incident report, and Carrie going to the hotel room in a wheelchair.
It was raining outside. There was it was a comedy show.
Comedy show.
At the big box center there that's like the Bridgestone in Nashville. So everybody was walking downtown to the hotels and their floors were wet.
It was really wet.
Carrie ate shit and twisted her ankle. It started to turn purple right by the elevators.
It wasn't my ankle.
It was the side of your foot.
The side of my foot, right through here.
But they were very... you have to do incident reports sometimes at car shows.
Nasty.
The manager was there. They were very thorough.
The manager was the one that witnessed, or didn't witness it, but he was the first one that came on. And when I was still in
pain, because I went to tell somebody you need to dry the floor off, because their check-in is different levels. But they were very thorough.
They were.
Made us fill out accident reports, which you got to do. I've been to car shows where they don't do that. They wrapped your ankle. They gave you ice. They wheelchaired you to the room. They called the next morning. They called a couple days later once we got home. They called me 3 times total and sent me an email to check on me. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. It was at the Hyatt downtown, which I seen is now, it's the host hotel for the Grands this year. I seen they announced today or yesterday.
So they did very well. They took very
I was pretty upset with Carrie for falling the klutzy that
he was mad at me because I fell. So
I wasn't really mad. I was like, oh, this is Carrie. Okay.
Tim had to go to the bathroom, so we had to stop so he could go to the bathroom rather than getting to our room and then going to the bathroom in the room. Which, in that process of us waiting for him to go to the bathroom, a lot more wet people came in.
And then Carrie says she came at the hotel a different angle.
What?
You did. You go, well, if I wasn't standing
I was coming this way.
So it's my fault she fell. But if I wouldn't have stopped and used the bathroom, all the commotion of you falling and filling out the papers, I probably would have wet my pants. I had to pee so bad.
But I wouldn't have fallen if we hadn't had to stop.
You still would have.
Anyway. Okay, on to the...
So then on the way home, real quick, we decided to go out of our way just a little bit, and we went to Jerry and Devonna Titus's. You can search a early on podcast that was just sound only with them. They are Custom Kemps of America. I didn't mean that, but I'm wearing a KKOA shirt tonight. Custom Kemps of America, that I'm in the Hall of Fame there, and I helped their Hall of Fame banquet on the mic there too. And always heard about their house. Some people drive by. It's a small town up on a hill. People think it's a Frank Lloyd Wright designed home.
Super cool.
And now we understand. It is super cool. Got to visit with Jerry and Devonna. Super awesome house. I swear they don't live in it because it is the cleanest house I've ever seen. There's nothing, once you get out of the office in the back for the KKOA and their hangout area, there's really nothing in the hangout area either where they sit and actually watch TV in the back entryway.
Older people have a tendency to keep their house a little more tidy.
My grandparents never did. But, like, there's not even a thing in the rest of the house that lets you know, really, that it's a car person that even lives there. No. They don't have a Hot Wheel. They don't have a Hero Hot Merc. Like, and then we come home and it's like... And then I come home and it's like, we have a lot of shit. I like Hot Wheels, I like stuff, and... Well, they don't have a cat either.
No.
But super
cool. It was fun to sit and
got to visit with them. And
tell stories.
Yeah.
Reminisce. Some things you don't get to do when you're at a show and things are busy.
More stories. We should have recorded it because Jerry was telling stories about when they weren't married.
Yep.
They were engaged. He went on the road for 3 months. Devonna gave the engagement ring back because she didn't want to be tied down while he was on the road for 3 months. Her and her sister wanted to run around. Devonna cracks me up. But he was telling when he went on the road for 3 months that summer with Daryl Starbird and Big Daddy Roth.
Yeah.
And the story is it's amazing stories. They should write a book. Hello, he's back. How you doing, buddy? And then, so the next weekend,
Tuesday I take back off to Bowling Green
to go to Holly Ford Fest.
Yep. And then you were home for a few more days, so you got to spend a little more time with the cats. So our cats aren't always by themselves, so it's just normally
when we say cats, we have an outdoor cat.
Yeah, Mercury's
might
outside.
End up being an indoor cat.
So that's what we need you guys to vote on. We're trying to decide. Mercury, we found him in the Merc. That's why he's called Mercury. So he's always been an outside cat, never been fixed, never nothing. He likes to go off on tangents during the day, but we're trying to decide if he'll be okay being inside. He likes being outside.
He catches creatures. You caught him one day playing with the baby deer.
He was playing with the deer. But last night when we come home, I'm sitting in the recliner, Tim's on the couch, Axel is playing on the footstool, and Mercury's sitting outside.
Laying on the windowsill.
Looking in, like,
he wants in really bad. Then at midnight, he's beating on the door again by our bedroom.
So everybody needs to vote. Yay or nay. Does Mercury come or stay?
We can't explain to him once he comes in, he stays in.
Right.
And then he has to get his nuts cut.
Yes. Well, he's going to get his nuts cut anyway, I do believe. We don't need little Mercuries running around.
Yeah, we do.
No.
We have a bunch of little kitties out there.
No.
Can you imagine when I finally have my shop in the backyard and there's like a dozen kitties running around?
Let's go on to Ford Fest. So this year was a new Ford Fest. As most everybody know, Pro Media called it quits after last year's event.
Which, if people don't know, Pro Media was the parent company of NMCA and NMRA Muscle Car Drag Racing Series.
So after the event last year, they closed their doors, and Holly Holly had joined in with their series about, I don't know, 7 years ago, and with their World Finals, and brought in the Intergalactic Ford Festival. And we kind of ran the events simultaneously, brought in autocross, off-road, guest challenge, drifting, and just kind of brought some different features to their already existing event. So when they called it quits last year, that was huge hit to the drag racing industry and the Ford, huge.
Like NMCA was big, like car guys remember the Flowmaster ad with like 68 or 9 Chevelle dragging the rear bumper with the Flowmasters on it. That was NMCA stuff.
Yeah.
That was muscle car racing, wheels. Some of them were wheel standers, and they just added all these classes. It was a big deal. Like, there are a bunch of people here in Lewisburg used to do NMCA stuff, and class champions, and the guy that owns the furniture store. I mean, it was a big, big series.
Yeah. So there was a hole there, and there was a lot of talk back and forth. The sick folks talked about taking it on, and some other places, a couple other races did pop up for them, and so Holly opted to continue doing the Ford Festival in Bowling Green,
but not the full NMRA race series.
Right?
Just this race.
Just one standalone event, no series, no season points, no nothing, just a festival. Just like we're doing with LS Fest, like we did with Mo Party. Just do a fun, laid-back festival type event. So they opted to bring that back in and all of the aspects that we were doing in the past. But it was different. It was, a Holly event now, and there was no series. So there was no car show changed, and we brought it into more of a fun, not a points-type judging system, and
because that was the only event that you guys did that the Pro Media people did the car show part 2, and you guys just kind of did the registration, right?
No, we didn't even do the registration for that. So that's where it was new for a lot of people, is because the car show and the drag racing were the the biggest parts of that event. So we went back to the festival style, how we do it for LS Fest, being the biggest event in Bowling Green, and Mo Party. And it works great at that event in that venue. Beach Bend is a one-way in, one-way out road. So there's not a lot of options when it comes to facilitating a large group of people. So it works good at LS Fest. So we implemented that process, which was just a change for a lot of the people. But it went good. The weather was phenomenal. You know, you build it, they will come, and they did. I want to say it wasn't as big as it was in the years past, but it was large. I mean, especially for a first year event.
But if you're doing a series and that's the championship, those dedicated people came.
Right. Well, and that's the thing is, you know, there was a lot of speculation, and it took a little while for Holly to get the word out.
You say you still had like 200 drag cars, though.
There was over 200 drag cars.
That's still a good
there was over 200 drag cars.
To try to run a program in 2 days.
We did cut it down to technically a 3-day event because we did do Grudge Test and Tune drag racing on Thursday. Oh, okay. So that's an event day. But they didn't charge for spectators, so you could come out and check it out for that day, unlike in the past. So there was a lot of changes, just, you know, some things getting everybody used to, but everybody was happy. They were excited to have the event and have the opportunity. They were thankful that you know, Holly thought enough about them and, you know, picked up the ball and rolled with it. But with any type of situation like that, there's going to be change, and there's going to be different things that have to happen. There is a reason why pro media is not here anymore. Mm-hmm. So you can't just say, well, this is the way it used to be, or this is what we're used to, or things have to change as everything changes.
It's not always about sponsor money. A lot of times it is sponsor money, but it's not always.
But there's reasons why sponsors come and go.
Yeah.
So things have to change, things have to evolve, you know, and not necessarily the way that this person did it or that person did it, because everybody has their own formula. You don't want to do what everybody else is doing because you want to make it unique and your own. And, you know, unfortunately, that's going to mean pissing off some people, you know, and.
Because car people don't like change.
No,
we don't.
Nobody likes change. Horse show people, everything.
BMX
nobody likes
people.
Change. So it just is. But it was a good event. The weather was phenomenal. We did have rain going into it. So thankfully we had a lot of rain that lifted the burn ban in that area. So I was able to have a fire pit. But it was warm Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And even today here, it's still 90 degrees. But yeah, weather was great, and it was a good show. A lot of excitement, some phenomenal. Well, I say there was some phenomenal cars there. Apparently, there was some good cars there. I never made it away from registration. We
call him Cousin Steve. He came with his Mustang. He's won Best of Show there.
Wapello Dave was there and never even told me he was there.
How did you know Wapello Dave was there?
Because he messaged on social media that they missed me.
They know where you're at.
I know. I'm so mad at them. I knew that Steve won an award, and I had every intention of getting over there for the awards, and then another dumpster fire happened, and I didn't make it over to the awards ceremony, so I didn't even get to see him. But shame on you, Dave. You should have came to registration and said hi, or at least messaged me on Facebook. I would have made a point. I was over there, I think, Saturday morning for the driver's meeting.
He also has your cell phone number.
He does. But I think that was the only time.
I'm going to say, Wapello Dave, I think Dave tried, but phones don't always work.
Dave, you're not getting out of this one. You are in trouble with me.
But people, car show person, drag race person, Carrie's here helping to run this event. We'll see her eventually go by in a golf cart. Sometimes you don't get into your registration area. So sometimes you just don't get in there. I mean, It's a lot. I mean, that's where you're at. So it's not like you're just running around talking to people and shaking babies. Don't shake the babies.
Well, I had a really rough weekend. I did get a phone call from my mom on, I think, Thursday night. And unfortunately, my best friend growing up, I wasn't going to do this. Emily passed away.
He was your cousin. But your first best friend is always your cousin when you're small town people. And families are close. And
that was a huge shock. She's a year younger than me.
You were in Emily's wedding.
Yep, she was in my wedding, and I was in
our wedding.
Our wedding.
We had the same wedding.
So I was.
We didn't live close. She lived out there. Seattle area, right? Is that where she was at?
Puyallup. Yep. So I stayed to myself a lot and did what I had to do, and
I wasn't there, so I couldn't give you a hug until Sunday night.
So that was rough.
Yeah.
It was hard to keep my head in the game and do what I needed to do, but I did. So
and it makes you realize some of this crazy car show shit that everybody gets all worked up about don't really matter when something like that happens. I mean, people get crazy about a $4 trophy. They get crazy about the class runs and the races or whatever, but it's just...
Or that they can't bring their golf cart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So while you were there, why I
Yes.
couldn't give you a hug, I was at Texas Motor Speedway for the last Good Guys at Texas. They do a spring and a fall. It's a 3-day event. Their spring one was 2. And the best weather we've had, and I'm going to say Saturday was... I only know this because I got away from the racing for just a little bit. And because we had an incident on the track that I don't really want to bring attention to, but we were down for about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. And me and Sue had to go do something on the cart, and we took a big swing around. If you've ever been to Texas Motor Speedway, the autocross is on the north side. The big parking lot on the south side is like the general parking, not like the specialty for Tri-5 parking, Camaro parking. It got so full Saturday afternoon, they had to put a sign up that said lot full.
That's the lot that we run our autocross in for Texas.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, we run on the other
for LS Fest.
And
Texas.
I'm going to say it was the Saturday was the biggest crowd I've probably seen in 10 years down there.
That's awesome.
It was incredible. It was incredible.
What was the temperature like down there?
It was hot.
It was hot.
It was hot. 85, 86. The one night, driving Murray's had an open house, their new place, Murray's Custom Rods. Saturday night, after like 6 o'clock when I was driving there, it was still 86 on the car temperature.
Wow.
So it was hot down there. Sunny. No rain in the forecast. Swap meet was pretty good. Swap meet's usually good there in the fall. The specialty parking areas were pretty full, like the Tri-5 and the home built and all that, and the Builder's Choice was packed, and a ton of vendors. Summit it's the Summit sponsored show, so they get one big NASCAR garage where you can order stuff right from Summit right there, and then so they have a whole bunch of companies that with tables and 8-foot backdrops, things so just reps show up. They can talk to either Blueprint or Painless, and they can, you need this, and they can go and buy it and have it shipped.
Have they
it's
always
cool.
done that at that?
A few years.
I was thinking, didn't they one time do a truck?
They did a third event after, because Good Guys' headquarters is now in Texas there. They did a June event. They did a truck.
I was thinking they did one of that, something like that, and they had a truck building or something. Did. Okay.
And the truck, it was another show, but it was heavy focused in trucks. And it didn't go over as good as what they were hoping, so they only tried it once. I don't know if they'll try it again, but the problem is with some of these venues, they're just flooded with events. Mm-hmm. Like Nashville, there's something almost every weekend. Texas, there's something almost every weekend.
Bowling Green, there is something every weekend.
Yeah, but the spectators were really, really good on Saturday, too. I say, ton of vendors. A lot of builders had, booths outside. So what brings in a lot more to this one, and this is only the second year, when they do their Griot's Garage, I got in trouble for saying Griot's Polishes, Griot's Garage Muscle Machine of the Year, that comes out of the autocross pit at all these shows across the country. You have to run a minimum of 3 autocross laps, and it's usually a pretty show car that might be a Street Machine of the Year contender at Columbus, and they take a finalist at all these events around the country. Well, all those finalists come to Texas in the fall. They go on a 100-mile road rally on Friday. They instantly come off the road, park in our pits, and do an autocross lap, and then go over to pit lane and do drag race hits. So they do that all on Friday to prove drivability, not scared to do burnout. You didn't do a good burnout, or you got sissied around the autocross, it might have hurt you a little bit. There's a lot of stuff. I'm going to say the organization of that was a clusterfuck.
Tell us how you really feel.
They just show up, and we have no info, no cards. We tried to get cards. There was a lot of things that need straightened out, so I told them if they need help to figure that out, this is just one other person. You put this person to do this. This is second year.
Okay,
so it's
still new.
It's still definitely a learning curve. Yeah.
Learning.
And then people that don't pay attention to our autocross, they don't really understand how it runs, why we have tech cards. But unlike when we used to do street machines, had to drive a lap on the autocross that never even seen the track till they pulled up to get the green, we shut the track down. They walked the track with John in front of them. They at least got that, so it calmed their nerves, because these are expensive show cars. Things can happen out there.
And they just came off of a 100-mile drive. Just that in itself.
And
when you're trying to go for a big award.
You can see accidents happen. We've seen them. I'm not going to bring attention to it, but we had one this weekend there. About every racing event has an accident of some type over the weekend. That's racing. That's what happens. That's why you have insurance.
On the track, there's one in the parking lot, so it's happening.
Yeah, totally. And so that was good. Then we did, Jeff Thisted was there because he's been doing media with Matt and the social media guys at events that I'm on the mic. So he came down, got on the autocross for a little bit, and I went down, and Tuesday at like 2 o'clock, we did Muscle Machine, all of them. We interviewed them all in a line and gave the win. So we didn't do a top 5.
How many did you end up having?
I think there was 10, because there was 14 total that drove, but I think there was 5 trying to race in for the last spot, and then when they did, I think we had 10 cars up front.
Okay.
So from all over the country. This one got in at Pleasanton, this one got in at Del Mar, this one got in at Dover, this one Raleigh, this one was Des Moines, and so it's really, since they brought that, it's really awesome. It brought something else to the show, and bringing all those cars from all over the country, big variety from Fox Body Mustangs to Hemi Chargers, and Cudas, and of course Camaros, and I don't know if there was an older Mustang, and there wasn't an older Mustang, just a Fox Body, I think, that made the finals thing. So that was pretty cool.
Cool.
So that was won by the guys at Driven Speed Shop out of Arizona with their 2nd Gen Nova. That car's done really good on the show circuit. Last year, I think it debuted at SEMA. It's been at the Grand National Roadster Show. You just walked away. And I believe last year it got a top 30 at the Triple Crown. So it's a really, really awesome car, and they drive it and abuse it. Then also, they do Most Bitchin', presented by BASF. I kept saying best bitchin' until Mark Betters showed me the trophy right before he was handing it out. They don't give me all these cards to read all the stuff to know all. They just think I'm supposed to know, which I should. And so that was, it could be anything. This award used to be America's Most Beautiful Street Rod. That was in Pleasanton. One of the last years they did that, we actually got in the top 5 with the Hanson 32 4-door that's up there on the wall. And then they moved that award around a little bit, and now it is there for the 2nd year in Texas for the fall event, and they changed it to Most Bitchin'. So it's open. So if you got a car that's amazing that doesn't fit in the street rod, the custom truck, or whatever, or you might, and this is just what it is. So the 5, I'm going to screw this up, was Harold Chapman, had a new coffin nose, mid-30s Lincoln Continental, they call them a coffin nose, Roadster, built by the Roadster Shop. Roseville Rod and Custom, a 32 3-window with a GMC Inline 6 that actually did the Good Guys Road Tour with almost 3,000 miles 2 weeks before that. The Jeep or Volkswagen thing, Porsche, hand-built off-road thing that Ron Jones Garage built. Absolutely incredible. The Cuda that Savaggio's built. It was also up for Muscle Machine. And then Blue 32 Roadster, Scott Movick. The Ace Fabrication built that debuted at Roadster Show, or at SEMA last year. Got a Good Guys Gold Award. Got a top 5 for Street Rod of the Year this year. So that was a big variety. So Sunday at the end of the awards, they pull them all up. We interview them. And the Roseville Rod and Custom 32 3-window won it. Any of those 5 could have won it. But I like that. Most Bitchin'. I keep saying it best bitchin', but Most Bitchin'. And presented by BASF.
Is that family friendly?
If you're a magazine nerd. I always say Bitchin', Reet, and all that was started in the 70s, 80s in Hot Rod Magazine by Greg Baskerville. He had his own lingo, and that's where that kind of comes from in the car world. So, before Bitchin' Rides.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is still a 3-day show.
It is, because there's all that stuff going on.
Yep. To where that's one of the things that...
Any event dies on Sunday. All the award winners have to stay for Good Guys. All the Most Bitchin' top 5 have to stay. We're still running autocross. Mm-hmm. Autocrossers aren't coming out on Sunday, but they said there's sports ball going on, and there was a big Dallas Cowboy game.
That's football to those
sports
of you that
ball
watch
thing.
Sports.
So that's why they think the spectators weren't good there on Sunday. Like it was, yeah. I know when Sundays are bad, when Aaron from Vinny Jer leaves the booth and comes to say hello. They've got 2 people working the booth, but when you start seeing your vendors, I had a few more vendors that came and see me, but he was usually like, yeah, just stop and see. But he usually goes for a walk on a Sunday anyway, and so yeah, that's when they're like, yeah, it was a little. Sundays just don't work anymore.
What is the swap meet like?
It's good there.
In Texas.
Yeah. Yeah. The fall one's good. But the spring one, there's no swap meet. Because it's during the last 2 years has been the same weekend as the Pate swap meet that is humongous. I'm not sure that's really done what they thought it was going to do to bring the spectators back and forth. So I'm not sure. They won't show me the schedule yet. So I'm not sure that's going to be the same weekend next year. I'm selfish. I went a day early so I could go to the paint swap meet because I've never been to the paint swap meet before. All I bought was two Hot Wheels this year, so it's not like I really need to go. But yeah, great event. I flew home that night, flew into Nashville. My Duramax was there, and I drove to Bowling Green, Kentucky. Stayed one more night in Carrie's RV at Bowling Green that she has had there for a month, living out of it for the whole month except for like 5 days when we went to Tulsa. Right? Mm-hmm. We went to Tulsa, and the RV stayed there for your registration. Monday morning, we loaded for about 5 hours of stuff and to haul the RV home.
Yep.
Shouldn't have any wheels up there anyway, so it was like, how are we going to do this? I was like, oh, okay.
Well, thankfully, we put our brains together a little ahead of time because we also had a trailer up there.
I took it home
so
from
you brought that home after a party, or we would have been in trouble. So, but yeah, that was good.
Because they kind of leave Carrie there, just kind of here. There you go, Carrie.
Carrie's independent.
But the other, I mean,
I'd rather be in there.
It's not just all the stuff. There was 2 other big enclosed car trailers. We posted a picture. It takes a lot of stuff to run.
But it's my choice to be in an RV, so I would rather be in an RV.
But it also works
so
they can have meetings with people. I mean, it's a good.
It's needed for a lot of stuff. So
and so then got home, took the RV back, and we're home this weekend. But we're going to some concerts. Or we're going to go up to the C10. We're going to go up to the C10 show. It's local, so we're just going to run up and look and enjoy.
I've never been to a C10 show.
Oh, I went to that one last year. I dropped you some at the airport or something.
I think it was the same weekend as Ford Fest last year, wasn't it?
I don't know. I thought I dropped you at the airport.
No.
And then...
I think because Chris and Jackie were here, I think you went one day there and then came up to Ford Fest because that was 2 years ago. Because that was when Dave was here. That was the year that Steve got Best of Show.
Yeah, okay.
You did Ford Fest, or you did C10 Friday, and then came up to...
But it's 50 minutes down the road, so we're going to go up there. But we're going tomorrow night. We're going to see Papa Roach. We got Jerry Horton's Mercury, the guitarist, in the shop right now.
Did you see? No, you don't have Facebook. So my mom keeps asking me, like, who is that? What is that? So I posted one of their songs on my mom's Facebook page yesterday. She couldn't make it all the way through the song.
Your mom has terrible taste in music.
She didn't like it.
She has terrible taste in music. You didn't used to have. You still don't have the best. So we're going to Papa Roach tomorrow night, and it's Rise Against and Under Oath. So we're going to see all the bands. And then
Friends of the Hope.
You found tickets online, do a discount, and I go, I'll go with you. Country.
Lainey Wilson.
I don't know any of her songs.
Bridgestone.
I just know that she was in Yellowstone. That's what I know. And so we're going to see her, and then Friday night we're going up to the Caverns.
It's actually, you say up, but it's really like
mostly east, isn't it?
Southeast of us.
Okay. And supposed to meet Larry Dixon and his wife there. That's been also our highest listened podcast of the year.
Yep.
And we're going to see Sponge, Local H, and Everclear as a headliner. So.
Yep.
Concert season.
It is.
We like going, and we don't have another one until
that
mid-November.
happened to get last year too. It's just like they're all boom, 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 right in a row.
And we wait till we've had the Papa Roach tickets for a while and Everclear, but everybody comes to Nashville, and we've got a concert venue tomorrow night. The one we're going to is 20 minutes up the road in a rock quarry. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, a month and a half, 2 months ago, we seen Willie Nelson and Bob Dylan up at that place, and we got like discount tickets 2 nights before the show. It's like,
I think since we're working on his Mercury, we'd be in trouble if we didn't go to the concert. That would be pretty bad. Anyway, so October is right around the corner. We got these in the mail today. Sunday is officially...
They actually came last week while you were...
Oh, but I didn't get them open because I've been gone. So a Sunday is officially National Get Out and Drive Day. So make sure you get out and drive your hot rod, your street rod, your whatever it is. Get out and drive.
We should have talked about this earlier, but I just read their message that sent me.
Yes.
So these are the guys, Get Out and Drive. They actually do a podcast too. Great guys. We got stickers and everything. They promote Get Out and Drive Day, kind of like SEMA has they do a something too, National Car Appreciation Day. So it's this Sunday, and is that October 31st?
No, it is October 5th. Yes, the 1st is tomorrow.
My sister's wedding anniversary, the 5th.
Yes. Happy anniversary, Lisa and Rudy. Yes. So
then I was bragging about not having SEMA build. I haven't taken something to SEMA.
We don't have to get there yet. So because you're out of order. So after National Get Out and Drive Day, this Sunday, October 5th, make sure you get out and drive your hot rod. The other reason and time that you want to get out and drive your hot rod is the FM3 Road Trip, our charity event, is going to be October 19th through the 24th. It's going to be in Birmingham. We've talked about this before, but it's right around the corner. Chris Ryan, I text you today. Get on and register. You keep telling me you're coming. I need to get the badges ordered.
Buddy Adam Harder's coming.
I know. So
Did
everybody.
He register? He said he got on the hotel link.
I did not see Adam's on the registration list, but y'all get registered, and that way you have a badge with your name on it. But I'm gonna have extra badges just in case.
So this is the 10th anniversary. It's ran by the same people that run Power Tour for Hot Rod. And it's a smaller thing, like Power Tour used to be. It's capped at 100 people.
Cars.
100 cars, so it can be almost 200 people, or however many people you have in your car, I guess. And
we limit 2 people per car because it comes with meals. Not every night, but most nights.
This year you're, what do you call it, wagon wheeling it? You have one hotel instead of moving hotel.
Correct.
Okay, we're back after our intermission that you'll have to edit something out because our camera died, so we have a backup camera. And there's more. You can see more in our room. What were we talking about?
So we were talking about the FM3 Road Trip.
Okay.
So it is coming up October 19th through the 24th, so just a couple weeks away. There is still time to get registered. It is going to be in Birmingham, Alabama the entire week.
It kicks off at the Barber Racetrack and the Barber Museum. If you've never been there, that alone is worth the trip. Is it 5 levels, the museum? 4.
It's been since COVID since we've been.
Yeah, we went.
So
I just know my dad got his hand slapped for touching the motorcycle. And there's Lotus cars on one level, but it's, even if you're not a motorcycle person, it's great inspiration for colors and things.
It's phenomenal. It really is.
It starts October 19th. It is Carrie's birthday. We're going to have a party at the Barber Museum for Carrie.
So it is also the final event for Ultimate Streetcar. So we'll have our Ultimate Streetcar event happening that weekend as well.
We were talking about that it's a wagon. It's like you're staying at the same hotel, so when you race, you do autocross. Mm-hmm. You can't understand this event. I guarantee you, it's one of the most fun events. When George Poteet was still around, we went there, and he was laughing till he was crying, says this is the funnest group he's ever seen. We've
been there before.
Says this is the craziest people that have ever been
and Jonathan's birthday is this week as well. So Rocha's birthday is this week. So we've got a lot of birthdays going on this week. Yeah, it's going to be a fun week. It's going to be...
we go to Barber. The next morning, we go to Boneyard Builds.
No, you're off. You have no idea. So... we go to Barber on Sunday. You have no idea. On Monday, we're going to do a drive Monday morning, and then we're going to go to Grip Autocross on Monday afternoon, and then we will go to Big Oak Monday evening for dinner and a tour, and then we will go back to Grip Autocross on Tuesday morning to Autocross, and then we will go to Boneyard Tuesday evening for dinner and a tour. And then Wednesday is going to be Wednesday Friends Day, I believe. Jimmy's still working on a couple details for that event. We've got some driving tour things going on Wednesday possibly. And all this information comes out in the tour book, the route book that you get when you get there. So it's not a secret, but it is kind of a secret because we want people not to have to think about what they're doing and think about planning. It's just like, just come, enjoy the week. Here's your book, do this, and if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. If you want to stay at the hotel or you want to go find something else.
Still finalizing a couple things, but the ending day is at Goolsby's.
Well, on Thursday, so Wednesday is it's Friends Day, but there might be an activity that we're working on in the background. But then on Thursday, we're going to take a drive to Talladega, and we've got we're going to do the museum.
Oh, I did not know you got that handled.
Possibly, so cool. I'm still working on the track. I want to do a track tour, but it is Sunday is their NASCAR race, so there's a lot going on there. But Thursday we are going to the museum, and we've got some driving trips that we're going to be doing on Thursday, and then we're going to be going to Vinny's on Thursday night for dinner and a tour.
About Vinny's.
Yep, so Vinny's Hot Rod Shop on Thursday night, and then on Friday we're going to go to Welburn, a muscle car museum, and check that out, and we'll get to tour that. And then on Friday night, we're going to end it with our charity auction, which we're going to be live streaming probably right here on our YouTube channel for our charity auction, possibly along with live on our Facebook for.
So what the charity is it's always somebody that needs help or something in usually the autocross, kind of the autocross community or the cool car world community. All the info is on the website for who the charity person is this year. It's the son of the people that have not missed one yet. They are not autocrossers. They never autocrossed till they came the first year. They have the most fun. They do power tour and they autocross and power tour some. But they drive an old Patina C10 and a 80s El Camino.
Yeah, Victor drives the C10 and Terry drives her El Camino. They have been with both of those vehicles every single one of our FM3 road trips in both vehicles. And they've had the time of their life. I actually rode with Terry when you had to leave me early one time, so I rode with her on a leg of it. But unfortunately, her son is going through some devastating times right now, and they could really use our support. Yeah. So, we're doing the charity auction on Friday night in support of Chase, which is her son. So anybody in the industry that has anything they would like to donate, if you want to donate things to the charity auction, we would greatly appreciate it. It doesn't have to be automotive related. If you've got, like our great friend Mike Regula does 3D printing, and he's going to make a FM3 sign thing that we can donate or that can be donated. So anything that you have that you want to donate, we've got a great group of people that come together and help raise money, and this is really true and dear to all of us because they've been a part of us for 10 years.
Fun week.
It is.
Like we talked to our friend Adam because he says Power Tours almost got too big for him to enjoy, which Power Tours is still awesome.
It is.
It's just different, so we keep it small. You keep it small. Nothing to do with it. I just come along, and the only really FM3 people is you and Jimmy.
Me and Jimmy and Chris Miller, and then our autocross guys, Eric and Brian, will be there running our autocross.
It's not just autocross.
No. And Eric has some I did hear some background noise this weekend on some fun games that he has.
And it's hilarious even if you're not a driver because you can't do this anywhere else. Last year, one of the games was for charity. You can buy bean bags for so much money. You can do it, or your passenger can do it. And they had buckets out there, and you throw, as you're driving around the autocross, throw the bean bags, and if you got them in a bucket, you got what was in there. It's usually some gift certificates or something in there. What was the Nerf darts?
So they did a couple different games with that, and
it seems very
Sherry
unsafe.
From Forge Line was shooting darts in people's cars as they went around the course, and if she got a dart in your car, you had to pay. So the other part of this is a charity event. So it's a non-competitive event. We're here to teach you about autocross, let you enjoy it in a non-competitive way. So
and if you hear anybody saying, how fast was I? That's competitive.
That's right. So the top 3 times of each day, they have to donate to the charity cup. If you get caught being competitive, you have to donate
it's
to
a donatable offense, they call it.
Yes.
And that's every night at the dinners it's hilarious. So some people call themselves out. Oh, I got a speeding ticket, so here's another $20 for the cup, or here's $10. Some guys throw $100 if they do something stupid.
Yeah,
or if you can call out somebody for it's all fun and it's all for the charity, but it is. You can't explain the donatable offenses.
Other than the top 3 times of the day, those have a dollar figure in our rules. But it's open for everybody. If you can't afford to put $100 bills in,
put a dollar in.
Put a buck in.
Yeah.
It's all about good fun. So we do a lot of fun games, and Saroja does a really good job of the routes. She actually went down, I think when Jimmy was in Bowling Green, and drove the routes and drove around Bowling Green in Birmingham, and spent a lot of time, on the back roads and figuring out the best paths for us to take and best options for beautiful scenic roads. And it's Alabama, it's October, so it's beautiful. So there's a lot of fun to be had. This is the first year we're doing the hotel the entire week. Other times we've, at least
they
had
get
to
out
pack
of the autocross and they have to pick all their crap out and sit. So.
But we've had to pack up at least once or twice, and this time we're spending the entire time in Birmingham. So I think it's going to be great. So if anybody watching has anything they would like to donate, please reach out to me. Let me know what you've got so we can kind of be prepared for it. But you can also ship it directly to Goolsby's Customs. They're accepting all of the shipments on our behalf, so we don't have to haul anything around with us. And I can definitely get you that address, and they will accept it on our behalf for that. If you're a company that has something you'd like to donate to the participants, let me know, and you can ship it to us. So, we do give away some things. Optima Battery
goodie bag type stuff.
Yeah, goodie bags. Optima Battery, donate some batteries throughout the week, and just different things like that for the participants, because they're so, they're opening up their wallets and being so gracious as donating throughout the week. So we like to give back to the participants as well.
There's some really cool people. You'll meet some awesome friends. Dave and Sherry from Forge Line usually come.
They will be there this week.
They auction off per
not always. So
Sometimes.
every year
Maybe.
they have,
Something.
but we don't make that assumption until we get there. So there is always some cool stuff. We try to post as the stuff starts coming in and we know about it. We try to post it to make everybody aware of it. But yeah, it's open. Registration's open. Go to FM3roadtrip.com. Get yourself registered. Even if you can't come, if you want to pay a registration fee and donate to the cause, we welcome you.
Yeah.
So it is my favorite event that we do every single year. Very humbling. You know, there's been times that we get through September and we're extremely stressed out and we're going into October and SEMA's right around the corner. And, you know, there was a couple years ago I was literally driving myself to this event and I was kind of bummed that I was going because I had so much work to do and, you know, the work can wait. Things can wait. Life happens and we all need to take that recharge and this is the best recharge for me. I will be driving the Corvair again and it's going to be great. I'm looking so forward to it. We're going to wrap up at FM3 Road Trip in Birmingham. I keep saying Bowling Green. In Birmingham and we're going to take the truck and trailer so I can drive truck and trailer and
I can't ride in the Corvair all week because I don't fit in the Corvair very well. So I'm gonna. I didn't have to ask him that yet. Hopefully, drop my trailer at somebody's shop, Big Oak or
the hotel.
Goolsby's. And so she can load up the Corvair because I'm gonna fly out of Birmingham Airport and go out to Utah to help another one of our past podcast guests, Robbie Azevedo. He works at Rods and Mods in St. George, Utah. So I'm gonna go out for about 5.5 days and help them on a SEMA thrash.
Yep.
I should have kept my mouth shut.
We'll travel.
Yeah, they're paying me, but,
but no.
I'm going to help. I was talking to a couple other shops, and Robbie seen that I was available. He says, "Will you come out?" I've never worked with Robbie, so hopefully we're still friends after. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know one's Ford truck that they've posted, and one's something else. And somebody's like, "What are you gonna do?" I go, "Whatever Robbie tells me to." I'm probably gonna clean the toilets and sweep the floors, but
hey, they're paying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we'll go straight from there right to a wedding and then SEMA. SEMA's right.
BMX wedding on a Thursday. Adcock, Matty Pitts, going to that, and then go straight in. I won't even come home.
No.
Go straight into SEMA, and I'm not staying all week. I go to the drag races, and so I finally got asked today to do the Roadster Shop after party, and I'm not going to be in town still on the Thursday night. So I had to tell them, sorry, I can't do that. I'm going to do the Armo banquet, I believe, and maybe something at the Hot Rod banquet if good guys ask me to, because they've already gave their trendsetter, but then they're going to, there's a whole business thing on when there, but I guess they're doing, but they've usually had me read. I mean, it's public knowledge who got their trendsetter award this year, but they want to do a formal. It's Paul Van Nuys, I always say his name wrong, from Dutch Boys, very well deserved. So you know them, they built not only a lot of other things, but they won Street Machine of the Year this year with Angelo Vespi's Buick Grand National. Looking forward to SEMA. Yeah.
I'm
looking forward more to the drag races.
While you're going to be in the drag races, I'm going to be working Ultimate Streetcar, fixing things up a little bit this year. So we're going to be going to Spring Mountain, and we're going to be doing our autocross and our road course before SEMA. We're going to have to check in on Saturday. So I'm going to be missing the battery install and working and seeing the folks that I've worked with all year long on sponsorship. But Betsy's going to fill in for me there, and I'm going to be at Spring Mountain on Friday.
I'm going to be in Vegas for a couple days with no supervision.
On Halloween.
We're in Vegas on Halloween this year?
We fly into Vegas on Halloween on the 31st.
I'll see when Zane's coming. We might have to dress up as Dumb and Dumber.
I know. You guys are, or Raggedy Ann and Andy. Yeah. So,
between me and Zane Cullen, which one's Raggedy Ann and which one is Andy? Zane's.
So anyway, so we're mixing things up. We're going to do Spring Mountain. We're going to do our road rally on Saturday night. We'll do our autocross and our road rally. Oh, yeah, our autocross.
So during the SEMA event, you guys do Speed Stop?
We're going to do D&E and Speed Stop during SEMA.
And then other celebrity exhibitions.
Yep, a lot of exhibition stuff going on over.
Do you know who you're?
Chris Pavardi.
Chris Pavardi. Those are the two main ones. And if you can do a ride along,
I highly recommend.
I did. Yeah.
I signed up ahead of time, so it's not open to the general public.
They got me a ride along with Tanner Faust last year.
Yeah. So that's what we've got going on, and then we're going to be announcing our Ultimate Streetcar at SEMA this year. So that's going to be super cool.
Your awards will be like Friday?
It'll be Friday.
Cool.
Yep. So we're going to announce our Ultimate Streetcar. No,
I'll be home.
But then on Saturday, I get to come home.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, so it'll just be different. It's still, the same
time.
Yeah. Well, not really, because I'm normally at SEMA. It's actually shorter for me.
Well, because you're dipping out to go to a wedding. Or not getting there till after the wedding. You would normally be in town already when the wedding is on Thursday.
Nope, I don't normally fly until Friday. So I'm actually in Vegas 2 less days this year. So I think it'll be good. Mix things up a little bit. Different scenery, different track to race. So I think it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't got to see a lot of my Ultimate Street Car peeps this year. So I'll get to see them at Barber. If they're not at Barber, I'll get to see them at SEMA. And I've got new Carrie Strange Club fan club stickers, so make sure you reach out to me and get a new sticker.
And don't forget, this Sunday, October 5th.
That's right.
Get out and drive.
Alright, and so this has been a good opening into October. So this is going live October 1st, and we look forward to seeing you guys throughout the month. Toodaloo!